Imagine, at work, every month you have to prepare the same report, gather a bunch of tables, check them, and combine everything into one. Every time you do it by hand, every time from scratch, and every time you waste half a day for nothing. And you stopped thinking about it a long time ago. Well, that's just how work is. What can you do? For many, it's not obvious, but this isn't just work. It's a problem that has a solution. A small program written specifically for your task would do this in a minute. Even last year, I would have said, sure, just hire a developer for money. But today you can make such a program yourself in an evening using plain language without any programming skills at all. Most people simply have no idea that this is now possible. It's not that people don't have tasks for their own programs. Everyone has tasks. It's just that no one looks at their routine from this perspective. Do you tidy up the same list every week according to the same rules? That's a task for a program. Do you keep records in 10 different spreadsheets and get confused by them? That's one too. Until recently, there was a wall between I have a tedious task and I have a program that does it. Either you were a programmer yourself or you had to pay a programmer, so people just didn't think in that direction. The solution was too expensive and out of reach to even consider. Vibe coding removed that wall. Let me explain in simple terms. You create a program not by writing lines of code, but by using ordinary words in your own language. You tell the neural network what you want to get. It writes the code for you, checks it, fixes errors, and shows you the result. You don't have to understand a single line of code. Your job is to explain what you need. The neural network's job is to build it. And one of the most powerful tools for this is Claude Code. This is a product from the same company, Anthropic, that makes Claude. But while regular Claude responds to you in chat, Claude Code is a full-fledged digital developer that sits on your computer and actually writes working programs. Let's go back to that tedious report from the beginning. You open Claude Code and write in plain human language without any technical jargon. I have several tables with data for the month. Make a tool that combines them according to a certain rule, checks where the numbers don't match, and produces a ready report so that I can just upload the files and get the result. And Claude Code gets to work, it writes the code, creates the files, runs them, and checks that everything is calculated correctly. If something's wrong, you just say, remove this column, add a total sum here, and it redoes it. You never once looked at the code, you have no idea what it looks like, and you don't need to. That's what vibe coding is all about. You control the outcome through conversation. Important, the more complex and serious the project, the more useful it is to understand the basics. But for a huge range of everyday work tasks, the entry barrier is now almost zero. Let me name some specific situations and you'll realize that at least one of them definitely applies to you. Everything you have is scattered and nothing is consolidated. Expenses are tracked in 3 different places, clients are in one spreadsheet and orders are in another. A small personal tool that brings all this together in one window is exactly what Claude Code creates based on your description. You need a simple page or form, a client log, a cost calculator for your website, or a survey. What a freelancer would charge $100 a week for, you can get done in an evening. Or simply for yourself or your family, a habit tracker, a game for your child, or a small website for a family celebration. Before, this was a hobby for the chosen few. Now it's just an evening spent chatting with a neural network. At the same time, if we're talking about a large commercial product involving other people's money and client data, you still need a real engineer, at least for oversight. Vibe coding is perfect for your personal projects and small work tasks. Now, the most practical question, how do you launch it? And here's some good news. In 2026, it's become noticeably easier than it used to be. The first thing you need to understand, Claude Code works on a paid subscription basis. The minimum plan is Claude Pro, which costs about $20 a month, and it already includes access. The free plan does not provide access to Claude Code. From here, there are 2 options. Previously, the only way was to use an installer through developer tools, the command line, and so on, which is enough to make an ordinary person give up. Now, Anthropic has created a native installer. You download the program as a single file without any technical setup, and it updates itself in the background. And for those who don't want to deal with the terminal at all, there's a desktop application. It installs just like any regular program on your computer. For decades, the ability to create programs was a closed club, so most people simply learned to put up with their routines. It seemed like an unchangeable part of life. Well, that's no longer the case. Many tasks that you've been spending years doing by hand can now be handed over to a program you write yourself, without knowing a single line of code. The hardest part here isn't learning how to program. The hardest part is realizing that the task can actually be solved. Now, I hope you'll start to notice that. If you want to continue calmly and practically figuring out how neural networks are changing our work and what is actually worth your time, subscribe to the channel. And in my Telegram channel under this video, there are materials that will help you take your first steps. The link is in the description and the pinned comment. That's all from me for today. Thank you for watching. Like the video and subscribe to the channel.